I told you guys, when it comes to placing bets, I'm not really an expert. I really know nothing
That's
about
why I'm
this.
that's why I'm a gambler and you're not.
Yeah, well, that's why. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. I guess it's the only way to say it. All right, so we're live. It's Monday morning. It's Monday morning quarterback. I am joined by my co-host, Mike. Mike, how you doing this morning?
I'm confused again, Joe. Giant shirt, Casey hat.
Well, there
Same thing
should
you
be no
just said.
confusion. I would just take that giant shirt off now. That's for sure. I sent our other co-host an invite. We're waiting on him. I'll give him a few more minutes. If not, I'll shoot him a text. But other than that, let's start. Let's start as we always do. And I really don't want to stay too long on this topic because
I don't either. I mean, the worst case scenario happened yesterday. We lost, and Mike Glennon looked good. Not passing wise, but two passing touchdowns, which Daniel Jones can't do in his sleep, and ran in for a touchdown. The defense looked like shit yesterday.
the defense did look like shit. But let's be honest. Do you really consider that looking good?
When was the last time the Giants scored 3 touchdowns in a game?
Yeah, first of all, 2 of those other touchdowns came like in the fourth quarter. I think at that point, the Chargers was just like, all right, we're not gonna.
No, but what I'm saying though is now the worst case scenario, because you know what fucking asshole's gonna do next week? He's gonna start Glennon. He ain't gonna start Fromm.
Well, see, that's what I don't understand why they didn't do that. And you and I spoke about this, and I know a lot of people because I follow a lot of Giants fan pages. Here he is. I follow a lot of Giants fans pages on Instagram, right?
What's up, Juwaan?
Hey guys.
So a lot of them were saying, why are you starting Glenn? And why don't we see what we have in this young kid from? So I mean,
I said that to you yesterday too. I said put him in
just to see. We already knew we weren't going to win
at Georgia. He went to SEC championship games. I mean, granted, you're going up against fucking Alabama every time, so you're going to get crushed in the end.
Yeah.
But still, they always stayed in within the top 5 with him the whole time during the bowl series. He knows how to win. Give it a shot, because if it turns out good, you don't have to go looking for something next year.
Yeah.
You got something. But like I said, the worst case scenario happened in a loss. Mike Glennon threw for 2 fucking touchdowns and ran in for 1, which is more than what Daniel Jones did this year, because I don't know the last time the Giants scored 3 touchdowns in a game.
I don't know about 3 touchdowns, but I'm pretty sure Daniel Jones looked a lot better than Mike Glennon on his best day. Mike Glennon, I'm looking at his stat line now. I'm going to be honest. If you call me a bad Giants fan, I don't care. I was watching the Buccaneers Bills game. I cared nothing about this game.
I was watching Kansas City. I was watching part of the Dallas game, because after the first quarter, I gave up on my fucking bets on that game, and then I watched Bucs and Bills, which was one of us are going to have this game as game of the week this week.
Yeah, maybe. Surprise of the week. And look, I'm looking at the stat line. Like I said, Glennon, he threw for just under 200 yards. He has the 2 touchdowns. He had the interception as well. He has the rushing touchdown, which I already knew. But 17 for 30, I don't know. It's whatever. But there's no quarterback controversy in my mind. I'm telling you that right now. Jones is still better than.
All I'm saying is that to start from next week now just went out the window, because he did something.
Unless that's not, well, to start, maybe, yeah. But if you're going to look, if Jones isn't good to go, which I'm assuming he's not going to be, he's probably going to be.
Jones is out for the season.
So if you start Glennon and he has an off first couple of quarters, why not put him from in the, your final half?
He was off for the first 2 quarters yesterday.
I know. And that's why everybody was like, I still think, I'm sorry. I think the Giants ownership said that they had no interest of letting Judge go. I still think he should be go. I'm with you. I'm against you on the whole Jones thing. I still feel like there's no way we can really evaluate him properly on this team as is. But Judge is calling the shots now. Judge seems, like you even said in press conferences, he's just making stupid remarks.
That was the dumbest comment I ever heard. Oh, everybody's getting along and treating each other nicely. They're sharing the copy machine. First of all, who the fuck uses a copy machine?
What are you trying to say? Like, what
nobody's cutting in line during the buffet, and nobody. What
does that have to do with football?
Talking about?
But dude, did you see that one pass by Herbert? I did see it in the highlights. 70 yards in the air. That was the deep throw, the deep touchdown pass that he threw. He looked good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the Giants actually got to him twice. But wait, I don't understand what that means. Hold on. Oh yeah, okay, 4 yards. Sorry. Giants got to him twice, but other than that, 3 touchdowns, almost 300 yards passing, 133.1 rating. So Herbert played like Herbert yesterday, and the Chargers easily, if you don't count that 14-point fourth quarter by the Giants, which I said at that point, the Chargers were just pretty much letting up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I again, I really don't care anymore. As far as this season goes, it's done. Now let's see what they get in the draft. Let's see what they do front office wise. If they do fire Gettleman, if they do decide to get a new head coach, which even my brother said, if they do go and get another GM, most times, not always, but most times they're going to want to hire their own coach.
There's only one name that I want to hear as GM as the New York Giants next year.
Oh,
one name.
I don't know GM names. I don't have football.
Give me Louis Riddick.
All right, Juwaan, do you know who this is? I don't know who that is.
He's ESPN. He has a great football mind.
All right,
and he will make John Mara fire Joe Judge if he's hired.
What do you think about that pick for GM?
I don't know. Because here's the problem. I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. It's a really, 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 really good chance that Josh McDaniels is looking for a head coaching job next year.
Okay.
And there's probably 2 places he's going to end up. It's either in Jacksonville or probably New York.
Yeah, Jacksonville is definitely going to be looking for that. The Meyer experiment is done, I think.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Louis Riddick is great, but Louis Riddick is also one of those guys that, talks a really good game, but he's talking that game from outside looking in. Can he do that inside is the question. Everyone sounds like they could evaluate talent on the outside. You don't have to do it.
Wasn't he president of the Players Association at one time?
At one point, I think he was, yeah. And look, don't get me wrong. The man knows more football than forgets more football than I'll ever know. He was one of the few people that was raving about Mac Jones ahead of that draft.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, a guy like him seems really good. Then you get him in, and it's like, you hired who? What? You drafted who? So, I don't know. It's risky. It's very risky.
AKA Jack Rabbit. That's his nickname, Jack Rabbit. I'm just looking him up. He played in the NFL from 91 to 98. All right. Look, I think anybody can do a better job than Gettleman has over the last few seasons. He definitely has let this team down. He made some signings which made me cheer about, especially on the offensive side. I really thought we were giving Jones some really good weapons, but Mike, you've been saying it all along. Without a really good formidable offensive line, it doesn't matter who. And I also would argue that it doesn't matter who's behind the center as well.
And that's another thing too about Daniel Jones. It's like well, we can't, you can't really evaluate him. And I even said this to you the other day. If you're Daniel Jones right now and you're sitting at home and now you have to go get neck surgery done,
yeah,
do you really want to come back next year knowing that your offensive line could possibly paralyze you?
You don't have any options. There's really no NFL team in the league right now that has a worse quarterback than Daniel Jones.
I mean, there's still talk of Russell. I don't know about you.
Well, no, he's not worse than Russell Wilson. I mean, he's worse than Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's obviously a better talent.
Yeah, I don't understand why you say Russell Wilson. You talking about if Russell Wilson gets traded?
Yeah, if Russell Wilson comes our way.
Well, I mean, you could make that case about the Packers.
No, but what I'm saying though is, if I'm Daniel Jones right now as a quarterback, do I want to come back to this team knowing after getting neck surgery done that if they don't improve an offensive line, I'm going to get sacked 3 times a game? I could possibly go paralyzed.
Well,
is it worth going paralyzed to be under center for the New York Giants?
You also don't have an option. That's why I mean.
What Jones as a player doesn't have an option. He's basically saying, "What are you going to do?"
Yeah, there's nowhere else you could
besides
go.
Sit out.
And the trade, where are you going to go?
Well, unless the surgery's that bad, and the doctor tell him that your career's over, which some people are saying this could be a possible career-ending injury.
Joe Judge played it off, said it's not. It's not as serious as the reports came out.
Look, I take what Joe Judge says like wiping my ass in the bathroom. Okay.
I'm not gonna debate that either.
I'll just say this: I'll just say this. We saw this in Indianapolis. We saw the Colts go, Peyton, it's been great, but this is something you can't come back from. And then I saw that motherfucker go play and throw for all kind of records in Denver. So who knows? Again, it did start to wear on him, but he was super old at that point. So I've seen it where an organization says, nah, this is it. And then he goes, all right, well, they will let me play over there in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, go to Denver. You want to risk it? Go to Denver. So
now, what about this? Because I was thinking that too, but you had said there's no quarterback that's worse than Jones. So you wouldn't view, because everybody we're talking about Russell Wilson, we're talking about actually Aaron Rodgers too, and where can Aaron Rodgers go? And Denver kept coming up. Even with Russell Wilson, where's he going to go? Is Daniel Jones a fit for the Broncos if neither player goes to the Broncos? Is that an option for Daniel if he doesn't want to come to a?
I'll say this: it's impossible. Neither one of those guys goes to the Broncos. I mean, impossible. Because you got to remember, there's another name we got to throw in there, and that's Deshaun Watson. So
I forgot about Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson only approves getting traded to Miami. That means Tua's on the out. Does Tua go to Denver? Does Tua go to the Giants? Does Tua go to the Packers?
Mm-hmm.
It's so jumbled up because you have so many different moves quarterback wise you can make.
And Russell already said that his 3 cities will be New York, New Orleans, and I agree. The other one was Miami.
Say it again. I didn't hear you, Mike.
Russell said he'll allow a trade only if it's New Orleans, New York, and I think he said was it Miami?
He has a no trade clause.
Yeah, he'll waive the clause, and he even said he'll go to the Giants.
I heard that.
By the way, teams really have to stop doing that. That is the stupidest thing in football. What,
to waive, to be able to waive the
to give a player a no trade clause.
Yeah.
In basketball, it's very easy to trade for comparable talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
In football, it's almost impossible. Because if you're trading Russell Wilson, name me one player on that Giants roster that's not a draft pick that equals even remotely close to a 30-something-year-old Russell Wilson.
I mean, if he was playing up to his supposedly talent, Barkley, but that's it.
Yeah, but would you want Barkley? Would you want Barkley knowing that you don't have a starting quarterback to go alongside him?
No. So
the injuries he's had.
So I don't know. So what happens? Well, definitely draft picks. That's already been talked about. They're definitely going to get draft picks, and I believe the Giants have a couple of good ones, or at least one. So that was one that there was for the that was in the mix for the talk for Russell Wilson. But that was the big thing. A lot of Giant analysts, a lot of other analysts were saying, do the Giants even want to make that trade? Do they really want to give up these picks for Russell Wilson?
Yes, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Why would you not want Russell Wilson?
Because, as I said, it doesn't matter what you have on the center. I really do. I'm not saying that Russell Wilson is obviously a much better talent than Daniel Jones. He'll be able to create plays more. He's a lot more mobile. He's got more talent. Yes, I understand that. But if the Giants don't fix the offensive line, I would argue even if we had Tom Brady on this team, we wouldn't be successful.
Well, here's how I look at it.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
I would.
It is Brady.
Remember Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay the year before Brady got there. How often Jameis Winston was running for his life to add up to the 50 touchdowns and the 50 interceptions that he had, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Look at the very next year with Brady under center, how his offensive line was not that much of a problem.
I thought it was completely revamped.
So you got to look at it when Tim Tebow was in Denver, then to when Peyton was in Denver. It just wasn't an issue. And honestly, when Peyton was in Indianapolis, his offensive line wasn't a problem. What was Andrew Luck's problem every single year in Indianapolis? The offensive line.
Yeah.
So you can fix it for one and not fix it for the other. I think the Giants right now, they're like, well, you're young. You can take some of these hits, whatever. You bring Russell Wilson in, you know that window is here. So you immediately go get the duct tape out the closet. Let's duct tape this offensive line.
If that's the case, and Robert, of going by their history, I wouldn't disagree with you. I really wouldn't. But at the same time, if we get Russell Wilson, then obviously that dispels that. But at the same time, I agree with Juwaan. If they turned around and said, okay, look, That's their pitch to Russell. Listen, Russell, you want us to change our coach? We'll change the coach. You want us to get an offensive line to build around you? That way you feel security? Then I'm okay with that. Of course you go get Russell Wilson. But I would also argue, too, that if they were to fix their offensive line to begin with, they wouldn't need to quarterback search right now, because I don't think Daniel Jones is as bad, and it's really hard to evaluate him.
Also, remember, this isn't a quarterback search. This is, you have an opportunity to get one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think if Russell, Aaron, what's his name, Watson, were all mainstays at their own franchise, the Giants wouldn't be searching for a new quarterback unless Daniel Jones can't play, like Mike was saying. But it's not a quarterback search. It's literally just one of the best players in the league is available. I'll go all in for sure. And he wants to be here. 100% I'll do it.
All right.
And that's where Russell made the mistake last year too, when he had a chance to Chicago, because Sierra is from Chicago and she wanted to go there, and Russell said, "I'm gonna tough it out one more year under Pete Carroll," and it's not working.
God bless him, because I tell you what, no way Chicago loses that game last night if Russell Wilson's quarterback. That team is primed and ready, just like Denver. It's ready. It just needs someone like a Russell Wilson.
Aaron Rodgers is just that goddamn good. That's how good Aaron Rodgers is.
I look at it and I go, well, Aaron Rodgers was going up against a rookie, and that rookie still dropped 30 points.
They still.
I was playing with cracked ribs too. Let's keep that in mind.
No, I'm not blaming the kid. I'm just saying, for him to have gone in there and dropped 30 points,
and lose.
But Russell Wilson could have easily gotten you.
But also against, and that was probably I don't want to talk about that because then I'm giving that up. But I think first and foremost, yes, if you can get somebody like a Russell Wilson on this team, obviously I wouldn't be complaining. I'd be for it. I hope they wouldn't have to give away too much, but at the same time, you got to fix what's broken more so on this team, because Russell will have the same problems he does here that he did in Seattle if we don't fix that line. He'll be running for his life. So, all right. That being said, let's switch to our other topic, which is game of the week, and there have been several this week. We had a lot of a couple of comeback wins, a couple of comebacks that didn't transpire to be a win, but there were some really close games, starting with the Thursday night game. So I'm sure we all have a good handful of options to pick from. But before we go and do that, I do want to wish, he hasn't commented yet, but I think he's watching. I do want to wish my brother a happy birthday. So just get that out in the air. Happy birthday to my brother, Mike.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike.
I wanted to get him some buffalo wings, but they got all burnt yesterday. So I think
they did
got burnt 2 weeks in a row. I'm sorry.
I will say this though, and you had even said it too. If the Bills did win, which they did, I mean the Pats won that week, they did. I think the Bills take it in New England. I think for sure.
But it won't matter.
No, I know, but I'm saying, it does matter because the Bills need to win.
No.
The Bills need to win.
No, I mean, it doesn't matter for the hierarchy of things, because New England has to lose next week for them winning to actually matter. Because if they don't win their division, do we really think they're going to make it over the Chargers?
Wait, who?
The Bills for one of those wild cards.
Well, depending on what's their record, what's their remaining schedule.
Well, the Bills. Hold on, let me see.
No, I know the Bills. The Bills have an easier remaining schedule.
Oh well, the Chargers play Chiefs this Thursday.
Okay,
so that's probably their hardest.
That's gonna be a damn good game.
And the Bills' hardest team is the Patriots. Everything else is sort of easy. You got the Dolphins, you got the Jets, and I think the Panthers. Yeah, Panthers, Falcons.
Speaking of Bills and Patriots, Juwaan, I just want to ask you one question.
Yeah.
Last Monday's game.
Mm-hmm.
Was that just great coaching by Parcells? God forgive me. By Belichick, or did Belichick not have faith in Mac Jones throwing the ball?
It's not having faith in Mac Jones. I've been saying this all week. People forget that game. Remember Deflategate? Mm-hmm. Remember that game? I think people forget Brady didn't throw the ball the entire second half. They just ran LeGarrette Blount down the Colts' throat. That was it. That's all you needed to do. You didn't need to throw the ball anymore. You threw in the first half, and then they just ran it down the Colts' throat. When you have a running back that is that effective, why am I throwing? Why am I risking it, especially in this wind? Look at that one play Josh Allen made to Stephon Diggs. That should have been a game-winning touchdown for them. But the wind threw it all over the place. Diggs didn't know where to bring it down. So to me, if Josh Allen can look that bad in the wind, my first year could probably look just as worse, or just as bad or worse. So to me, if my running backs can do that and my defense can do that, no need. And like Bill said after the game, we did no passing plays. So they won't know what to expect next time we play them. I guarantee you Mac will let that thing fly.
And I told you, Mike, when you were doing your bets, and this was before when we were talking about it, this was before I even knew what the weather was going to be like. I said, most likely their game plan will be run heavy. I didn't know just 3 passes the whole game, but it does make sense. It makes sense to not throw. Why throw the ball when your running backs are doing what they were doing? And the Bills have proven that they cannot stop the run. They just can't.
They're just not good at it. They're just really not. And for their safeties to get as upset as they were in that press game, in that that post game, and then come out and give up 115 to Leonard Fournette.
It showed yesterday when Fournette ran
that
fucking
it was
ball.
a clear question to ask. You're just not good. And yes, should you have not asked it that way as a professional? No. But was it a fair thing to ask to a degree? 100%. You're just not good against the run.
No, and they were definitely missing White. That is a big loss, especially with not having on the defensive side, missing White.
Yeah, and here's the crazy thing. You want to know something funny? And I'm going to stop there. Here's something funny. In the first half, this is not a lot of people. In the first half, Brady had more rushing yards than the entire Bills offense.
Yeah.
Think about that. In the first half, Tom Brady
I agree.
More than the
I can see it.
Offense.
He was running the ball. He was running. Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane. That's a problem.
They couldn't, they woke up at the second half. I can't, obviously they made it a game at one point, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But all right, look, before we get into it, then let's go. Mike, I'll start with you. What was your game of the week?
I'm going to go Cincinnati and San Francisco.
Okay. That was a very good game.
San Francisco was ahead. Cincinnati came back. They tied it. Overtime. They kicked the field goal. Fucking Garoppolo in 2 minutes throws a touchdown. Yeah.
And also don't forget. Their kicker had a chance to win before overtime, and they missed a game-winning field goal for the 49ers.
And of course, once again, Juwaan's prediction happened that you're playing out of your conference, they lose, and they also lost their chance to hold first place in the North because with the loss by Baltimore yesterday, and they had the tiebreaker, they would have been in first by themselves.
Also, because of that loss, it helps the Bills because now they still secure a wild card spot. They know, the Bills need.
And also helps Cleveland because now Cleveland's now creeping up now all of a sudden, and now. This is getting.
Which
Baltimore just hangs on by the skin of their teeth. I don't know how, but they do.
And you could even say that could also be a game of the week. Pick as well. Juwaan, who are you going?
That's what I want to go with because we use the term on this show overrated a lot, and I saw overrated big time in that Browns win. They got a quarterback who should be nominated for most overrated in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson going down as early as he did, and you almost gave that game up. I don't care about your defense. You almost gave that game up. That's very reminiscent of Patrick Mahomes going down in an AFC playoff game and Baker Mayfield still finding a way to lose that game. Guy's a problem. The guy is really, really, really a problem. There's no excuses to be had. You got to go out there and you got to convincingly win that game. You just have to. You can't come narrowly close to losing against the Lamar Jackson-less Baltimore Ravens. I can't even name half that roster because half the roster's out on IR. And he still almost found a way to lose that game.
I texted you when the onside kick happened, when they kicked the onside kick and the Cleveland Browns guy wasn't paying attention because he was going to block and it hit him. And I was like, oh shit, this game is insane. Obviously they didn't end up scoring, but still a very close game. And like you said, what were these Browns doing? They had a chance to put the game away. Lamar went down early.
Mhm.
You know, you're going against. I never even heard of Tyler Huntley. I mean, I don't know if you have, but I never heard of him. And you know, he did what he had to do coming out. He had 270 with one touchdown and no interceptions. He also got sacked 3 times. But Jesus, stupid ads. But yeah, I agree. You know, Baker didn't look as sharp. And I don't know what their problem is, but they ended up winning anyway. Nonetheless, they did
Yeah,
win.
and I don't want to hear about any injuries with Baker Mayfield. You know how I view it. If you're on the field, you're healthy.
Yep.
If you're on the field, you're healthy. If you were hurt, you would sit out.
He also didn't he say he felt okay?
He said he's felt the best this week than he has since week 2.
I think he said that at a press conference. He said, I feel the best I have felt. Yeah. So we can't. Yeah.
No excuses.
All right. Well, if nobody's going to pick the game of the week, I'm going to have to pick it. You know, it didn't go the way I wanted. But Bucs and Bills, that was probably one of the best games I've watched in a while. You know, it was a very, very good game. Yeah. Brady controlled it. What?
No, I was just asking, was that New England? Was Brady playing in New England? No.
No.
I'm sorry. He looked out for us like he was playing in New England. So
he pretty much did. He pretty much played like he was helping you guys out. But yeah. I do want to bring something up, though, because when you say, look, when you're a fan of a team, okay, and I see this every week. I see this every week because I watch either different YouTube broadcast on football or even just like, you know, First Take or sometimes the Pat McAfee show on YouTube, but also mostly Good Morning Football and stuff like that. But anyway, and I see it as a headline a lot. NFL officiating is bad this year. NFL officiating is bad this year.
It is.
And when it happens to your team, when you say something like that, it almost sounds like, you know, well, you're just making up excuses for your team. You're a sore loser. But as of just a fan of the NFL and watching you're watching games that have nothing to do with the team that you actually root for. You know, I'm not really linked. I have no what do you call fandom in either franchise, in the Bucs and Bills or some of the other games I've watched. I just watch because I like to watch football. When you have teams that are trying to mount a comeback like the Bills were, and you get these obvious, I'm talking obvious, no calls for that team, and then just minutes later, the other team gets a call, you have to wonder what this NFL officiating is doing. You know, and I've talked to you about, you know, with the whole, you know, with FanDuel and Sportsbook and all these betting influences. A lot of players are doing weird things. A lot of coaches are doing weird things. Like props aren't being made, and it just. I'm not saying the NFL is fixed. I'm not going to go that far. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but you do have to wonder why the NFL officiating is so bad. They were clear offensive, there were clear defensive pass interferences that weren't called. You know, in this game, we can even go as far back as to the Bills and Patriots game. We were watching it, and there was the one play where they jumped off sides. And the analysts go, I think it was wrong. I forgot who it was. They're like, Allen's got a free play here. Allen thought he has a free play. He just threw it into the end zone for an incomplete pass. They never threw a flag. There's a lot of things that just are inconsistent. And that Mike Evans pass interference against the Bills was just despicable, because it was, and they even did screenshots of it. They were like, how is that pass interference on the Bills when the guy was hooking the Bills towards him to create the pass interference? And it's not fair. So, but on the flip side of that, you can say, well, why didn't you play better in the first half? Why, you know, maybe if you would have played better in the first half, you wouldn't have had that. So I understand the argument on both sides, but still, these are NFL officials. They should be getting plays right. And the no call, especially in this game, was bad. Twice. Twice.
I don't believe in that. I don't ever believe in a game came down to a few calls. The game is as simple as you had just as many opportunities as the Bucs to go win that game. I don't know. No. I don't ever accept that.
There are some plays.
Juwan's right. It was a tale of two halves. The first half was 24-3. The second half was 24-3 for the opposite team.
But that's not always the case, because there are plays, especially if you're mounting a comeback and you don't get the benefit of a call, but then the other team does, and that other team just ends up winning. The game was tied at that point.
Yeah, but here's my problem. I'll give you a prime example. You remember the NFC Championship game where the Packers, not the Packers, I think it was the Bucs, the Buccaneers, where they just lit up that Saints receiver and it was a no call. And everyone was just like, "Oh, you got to make that call. You make that call. They're right in front of the end zone."
No. I know exactly what you talk about. It was the Rams.
It was the Rams. You're right. It was the Rams.
And that's the epitome of bad officiating. That's bad.
Here's why that didn't matter. What did Drew Brees do on the very next play? Can you tell us, Joe?
I honestly
threw an interception.
I was about to say that he threw an interception.
Threw an interception in the game. Who does that fall on? Drew Brees. You can't do that. You can't do that. The ref made a bad call. You know what you do? You strap up. You make the right plays. You go win that game. You can't throw a pick in that game, because now, to me, that call makes no bearing on the fact that you ended the play on that interception. So now I'm thinking, do I know that if you were that close, you would have scored? I don't know that, because you couldn't score either.
Different circumstances, because if you give especially somebody like Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and all these other elite quarterbacks, you give them not only another opportunity, but you give them the ball closer to the end zone.
He did have another opportunity. He threw an interception.
I don't know.
On the next play.
I think there are plays that that your argument is 100% correct. There are definitely plays, and you can argue that the Bills Buccaneers game is one of them, because if the Bills would have played better in the first half, then this wouldn't have been an argument, because they wouldn't, but that play particularly, I mean, that should have changed the way the NFL does everything, because that was literally right in front of the NFL's officiator's face.
But here's what we know. We know the league's been around for more than 50 years.
Mike, hold on. This is what I was about to say when I said it's not when you guys were saying that not every play comes down to a bad call, because it's true here. And this is exactly what I wanted to talk about. 2002, Giants losing in the playoffs to the Niners. I believe it was a muffed field goal attempt, and the either the placeholder or the field goal kicker threw the ball up into the end zone to a wide open Shockey, where the guy pulled Shockey down before the ball came to him. No call. Oh, he says it already. Got dragged down on a field goal attempt. Sorry, Mike. I didn't read the full whatever. No pass interference call. Blatantly obvious. Giants lose the game. There are plays in the NFL.
And it happens all the time. Because then my question to you is, why was the game that close that it came down to that call? Think about it.
Because both teams were good. They were in the playoffs.
Let's say I give you that Bills call, right? So then what is your explanation as far as how they completely defensively mishapped and got that guy wide open on that game-winning touchdown to end the game?
Yeah, but if that first of all, if the pass interferences were actually called when I can't remember the secondary of the Buccaneers, but he was basically like pulling on Diggs, and no flag was called. You get those touchdowns. We're not even talking about that throw to Perriman.
It's not a guarantee you get that touchdown. It's just not. It's not. They didn't find the end zone for what? Most of that first half.
And one can argue the reason why some of the end zones attempts weren't found was because of bad no calls.
I'm never of the mindset of it's that simple. Football is never that simple.
And it's true, because it happens all the time. Does it make it right? And that's why I'm saying it's not confined to just teams that I like or root for. The fact of the matter is, because I watch highlights a lot, and I watch other games, especially when my Giants aren't competitive, and I'll just put on the other game that's on that time slot, or I'll watch NFL Red Zone, and when the analysts or either the NFL experts weigh in on the subject, or you got the commentators basically saying why wasn't a flag called, or why was that flag called, you have to wonder as a fan. Now, if I'm just a fan at home wondering why these weren't either called or that was called, and then you got an expert that's getting paid money to talk about football basically calling out the refs live on television, something needs to be done, because it's happening every week, and it's been getting worse year to year.
Yeah, but nothing. This has been going on since beginning of time. Nothing can happen. It comes down to what the ref sees. The ref didn't see it that way. He didn't see it that way. If he saw it that way, someone on the opposing side could have said, "Oh, that wasn't that much of a hold. Why are you making that call? The game is now depending on that call. Why did you make that call?"
Well, see, and there's the other thing though too. The argument could say, all right, you know what? The officials were just letting them play the game. Perfect, just letting them play the game. Then they throw the flag, the Bucs with Mike Evans, which was a clear cut offensive pass interference, not even a defensive pass interference.
What I
Those
hate
rarely
about
get called. The fact that they called Devontae Adams on that last night was shocking. That never gets called.
Here was another one, really quick. Another like mind-bending thing, because I've talked about this so many damn times. Because no official, every official has a different definition of the play clock winding down and when a quarterback can snap the ball. I've seen games where I've counted to fucking 3 after the clock hit 0 and no delay of game was called. There was a delay of game called against Josh Allen. It literally hit 0 as he was saying hike. By definition, that was not a delay of game. It's what I'm talking about is consistency. It's more about consistency than the no calls and the calls.
I don't know.
The NFL just needs to be consistent.
That play clock rule is definitely varies on who the officials are. Most officials will let you play it out. Some officials are, bro, it's 0. Yeah. It's 0. I'm blowing the whistle. It's 0.
And it would have been 1st and goal with 30 seconds left if they had called the PI. Yeah, it's true.
And all I'm saying is in the NFL, a touchdown is not guaranteed. It was just not. They were in the end zone in the Patriots game and couldn't score.
I mean, that was under monsoon, though, too.
See, here's the thing, though.
That doesn't make a difference.
But this is what pisses me off about officiating in the NFL. You know, like you get no calls and you get some bullshit call. What I hate is when the pass is thrown, no flag is thrown, and then the player looks at the ref and goes, all right, you're an official. You shouldn't be told by a player that it was a penalty. You shouldn't be told by whoever.
I agree. Your call should not be influenced.
If you didn't see the penalty, then it's not a fucking penalty, and you shouldn't have to throw a flag because Stephon Diggs got dropped on the floor by somebody, and then he's looking at you going, throw the flag.
What about the opposite? Hold on really quick, Juwaan. I'm sorry, and then I'll let you go. What about the opposite? What about when the guy right in front of the play throws a flag, and then an officiating guy that was nowhere near the fucking play will come over and like, I don't think you should throw that flag. You're right. Let's pick it up. And now I'm not going by any specific game. But that does happen.
But seriously, I want these officials. I want them thoroughly fucking vetted. I want to know if they have FanDuel accounts, DraftKings accounts.
Probably not in their own name. That would be stupid.
I don't care. Find out how they do it. Check their financials. If any of their credit or debit cards were used to use on any of these sites, and see if they're playing these games. Because a lot of times, those scores, they'll call foul just to see if they can get. And then all of a sudden, like, oh well, now Aaron Rodgers throws a touchdown. Which, well, I love Aaron Rodgers, but you know when those fouls come in, then all of a sudden they score a touchdown. That improves the point spread of what they are. I'm just curious because a lot of people have been saying that for years that officials have been betting on football and making their own calls to help them win a game.
Right.
I don't agree with what was just on the screen, by the way, Joe. I really feel very.
But I also, and that's why I put it up. I agree. So look, if you're gonna go by the Giants and Chargers game, or what was the other blowout? I think it was the what do you call it? The Texans. The Texans
versus Saints and the Jets blowout.
Titans versus Saints versus Jets. Titans versus Jaguars. These were all blowouts. If there was something that really had no bearing on the game, no bearing on a game winning or a game tying or a momentum changing drive, just either let them play or be consistent. If you didn't call this in the first half, why are you going to call this with just minutes left or seconds left in the game?
And I get you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that in a game where a person went virtually scoreless in the first half, you're not telling me that it all rode on that one call when you had a whole first half to produce.
Yes, I'll tell you why. Because there are two halves in football. So
you just omit one?
No, but I'm just saying there are two halves in football for a reason. If you don't, all right, you can play shitty. But if you come back and if you're a good team, and then this was when good teams play, they are supposed to be close, and that is true. We want to see
No,
close games.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that if you throw 4 interceptions in the first half and then you bring it back in the fourth quarter, am I supposed to ignore the fact that you threw 4 interceptions that could have been touchdown or field goal drives? That this call wouldn't have mattered? I'm not saying that it has no bearing on the game. Yes, of course. All right, yeah, you could have been first and goal. But again, the first half, just a field goal, just a touchdown. And maybe this is all completely different.
And the fake punt, it also came down to play call, and the fake punt was a bad call, whatever.
That's all I'm saying, Joe. I'm just saying.
I agree. No, I'm not saying you're 100% wrong, because you are bringing up valid points. You are.
Fans do that all the time. Their team will lose, and then we'll go, look, the ref call. And then you'll go, well, bro, you scored just in the fourth quarter. If you had scored once in the third quarter, maybe it's a completely different game.
Right. And it was also the opposite.
Robert agreeing with me. Wait, what Robert says so true. Is that what he's agreeing with me on the
probably
on letting the refs?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But what your brother is saying is my exact point. If the Bucs had lost that game, I would have said it's because you went virtually scoreless in the second half.
Yeah, but what if the Bucs lost on a blown call?
I would have said you went scoreless in the second half.
Oh, he's agreeing with me. Hey, Robert finally agreed with me on something. Yay!
That's your problem. I'm not just saying this because it went against the Bills. I'm saying if Brady had lost, it would have been because you virtually went scoreless in the second half. You have to play better. You have to play better. A coach will tell you every single time it does not fall on that one missed call. It falls on the fact that we did not have a flawless execution of a day. We just didn't. We didn't.
Well, the officials got to do some. I mean, the NFL has to do something with these officials to get this right. Because not only is it hurting the game, it's hurting everything. And me and Mike can agree on this because we're bettors. If they are doing this, they're hurting not only the game, but they're also hurting the bettors and all these new sports books that are out that are now getting NFL approval. This is a bad look on them as well, because now you're screwing bettors. You're screwing people out of money because you threw a flag because you felt like throwing the flag.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not only just that, but look, from the betting side, 100%, but also, like you said, when you're starting to say, it takes fans out of the game. It's just as simple as that. It really does.
See, I
was watching the game yesterday.
I thought they calmed down with this after the Thanksgiving game with Dallas when 9,000 flags were thrown, right? And McCarthy said 28 flags. What are you going to do? And then all of a sudden, it seems like it started to just taper off a little bit the last couple of weeks. And then all of a sudden, yesterday is like flag fest again.
Yeah, and I always hated that because nothing could be done. And
he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But how many games can you pick out to where a coach goes, yeah, did that call suck? 100%. But let me look down my stat line and say my guys didn't play a complete game today.
They are saying that, but under their own. But I'm telling you right now, they're probably saying they don't want to come out. They don't want to come out and say because they don't want to make excuses.
We've heard coaches say the officiating today was just bad. We've heard that.
No. Again, most times they'll just say no comment. Most times they'll just say no comment.
Fair. But again, can we say the Bills played a perfect game? Can we say the Bucs played a perfect game?
No, neither one did. But I'd rather. But here's the thing. But that's a good point. Bills played bad in the first half. Bucs couldn't score in the second half, right? So it should have been even. I would have liked the game to be decided based on skill and based on the performance of both halves.
I'm sorry, who got the ball first in overtime?
No, you're 100% right. No.
And he didn't score. Again, it comes down to Josh Allen couldn't get the job done.
But you're also talking about overtime, which might have been avoided had these calls not been had the calls been made in the first place.
Coulda, shoulda. Look, Joe, this is what I go back as far as ref calls. You remember that Giants Patriots game in 2007? Remember the Super Bowl? The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now I remember after that game, the ref said, usually I call that play dead. Where the helmet catch.
I know what you're
call
talking
that
about.
Play dead 10 times out of 10. Why the fuck didn't you call it dead that day? How many times do we see in the regular season when a quarterback gets bunched up like that, you call it dead? You call it dead. Wasn't called dead there. Should I still be harping on that?
Well, no, it was 14 years ago.
Perfect record.
But there's a difference between harping on something from 14 years ago and 14 hours ago.
No. Should I have been harping on that then? No.
He's just bitter because they're 18-1.
As a Patriots fan, yeah, sure. I don't see it. I don't think it should have been played dead. I think Eli made a really good play.
No, Eli broke the grasp.
Yeah.
If Eli was still in the grasp for about 5 seconds, yeah, it should have been called. But he broke that grasp.
And all I'm saying is there is someone that could have said, because like that ref said, he would have called it dead, and he was just about to. But
all right.
didn't.
Just about to.
I left it. But I can make
it's a Super Bowl.
That was a blown call. That was
a
Super
blown
Bowl.
No, a blown call would be, like you said, the Rams and Saints. That's a blown call.
You telling me after the game you were about to blow that whistle, but you decided you didn't want to? That's a blown call.
Probably a second later, though. Eli escaped it and threw it down to Tyree, and the rest is history. But all right, what?
And now Eli gets to talk about it on a commercial with Caesar.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And you know what I got to do? I got to suck it up and watch him talk about it every chance he gets in front of the camera.
With his whole family. Even Cooper was there.
Even Cooper's
It
in it.
happened.
But Caesar loves Cooper the most. You know why?
Yes.
Because Arch is there. And in 4 more years, Arch Manning will be a Giant.
Juwaan, who you got for surprise of the week? I was telling Mike before we went on live. I think it was before we went on live. Yeah. I mean, there is one, but other than that, dude, I'm looking at the way the game's transpired. I don't see any surprises personally. So I'm curious to know what everybody picks. So what do you got surprise of the week?
My surprise of the week is Denver versus Detroit.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah.
It was
Definitely rest in peace.
Because I believe I picked Detroit to win that game.
Both of you did. I'm the only one that went with the Broncos. Yeah.
Yeah, I picked Detroit to win. But again, and I'm not making any excuses, but you can say the Broncos were playing with an extra bit of motivation for this game. And Detroit just looked lost. They looked lost.
What was your I don't remember from last week. What were the mindsets that both of you picked the Lions over the Broncos? I still don't understand where.
First win last
I think it was momentum.
Yeah, just momentum.
The Lions.
They got a win last week.
Yeah, by the skin of their teeth. The last play of the game. All right. I mean, it doesn't matter.
And Bridgewater throws under 200 yards. I mean,
it don't matter how you win. A win is a win. I get it, but it's still the Lions. Which, by the way, guys, I do want to say I'm really excited about this. So, the NFL, NFL Shop, Fans Edge, Fanatics, whichever one. I was looking at NFL caps because I don't own an NFL cap. I only own the winter hats, right? I was always against it, and I told you, Mike, this too. I was always against wearing a non-baseball related baseball hat.
Look, but this is beautiful. This is for Fanatics. This is a gorgeous hat.
Anyway, I actually just picked up a brand new Detroit Lions NFL hat, but it's so the reason why I was able to snap a Lions hat, I was going to get the Giants one, but they were sold out of my size, and all other great teams were sold out completely. The only teams remaining were the Jets, the Texans, the Lions, and Jaguars. So like all the way, all the bottom of the barrel teams. But
all could buy 5 wins.
They're called color dim hats. I sent James the Jets one, Mike. That was the one I was sent him. It was it's a sharp looking hat.
Or they fitted?
They're fitted.
Yeah, I won't. No, I need.
That's why I didn't get the Giants one, because I do fitted and then didn't have my size. But anyway, I did get a Detroit Lions hat because it looks tight. Juwaan, I'm gonna send you a picture of it when we're done. So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, that is true. The Lions have been close in several games.
Why can I see what it looks like?
And I'll send it to you too. Shut up. I think they were riddled with COVID in yesterday's game, so that's possible too. But I just thought the Broncos were going to handle them easily. So okay, go back to your pick. Why? Besides them being emotionally charged, what about that game surprised you?
Just by the fact that it was that much of a blowout. Was just like, damn, Detroit, y'all can't even get it a little bit closer, just a little bit.
There was a bigger blowout than that.
Where did they play? Did they play Mile High?
Yeah.
All right, home team, Mile High.
They had a whole, had a whole thing for the Demaryius outside, inside.
Peyton Manning was there.
He quarterbacked.
You would have thought. But a whole bunch of people were there for Demaryius Thomas to be honored. So like I said, it was a lot of high emotions. Heck, look, as Met fans, don't we remember that game against the Marlins when their player had passed away?
Yeah.
And what was it, D something or whatever? Hit that
You're talking
home.
about Jose Fernandez?
Yes. When he had passed. Remember the Marlins that came, they were playing off just pure emotion.
I believe D. Gordon hit a home run with his bat.
It was D. Gordon.
D. Gordon hit a home run with his bat.
Yep. So I mean, we've seen it to where it's just you get that kind of emotion,
and he just collapsed and cried. I think when he crossed home plate.
Right. That momentum just rides you right into it. And I'm not trying to say I don't mean that in a negative sense. I just mean that in Broncos came out with a flawless execution and they executed it, but I can't act like emotion didn't play a part in that.
The Angels, when they lost, I think was it Haney? Who was it? Haney? No, Haney went to the Yankees. I can't remember the Angels starting pitcher that died at a really young age a couple years back, and they pitched a complete game no-hitter in his honor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I believe the score, was it the box score that mirrored his number? Something, it was just something crazy, and that happens in football. It really does. Yep. Always makes you wonder about a higher power, but okay, I see that. I'm going to go next because just in case Mike takes this one again, because the slim pickings this week. My only, I mean, I was going to be funny and just say that the Giants scored 21 points, but I'm going to go my surprise of the week. Not that the Chiefs won, but they destroyed.
Oh, you bastard.
They destroyed the Raiders.
I hate you.
That was 9. Like, holy shit. Tyler Skaggs. Thanks, Mike. That was the pitcher for the Angels. Yeah, Tyler Skaggs. But yeah, dude. I mean, I know, Mike, you're the only one that picked the Chiefs last week, too. Me and Juwaan picked the Raiders. Mm-hmm. I would at least thought it was going to be close.
I mean, I had a feeling. And, you know, I was
we can, you know what, Mike? This was going to be your pick. Let's talk about it collectively. How about that?
Okay.
We'll just save a pick.
Okay. I will put it this way. Everybody that before the 6-game winning streak that kept writing off KC, oh, it's over. This is not the year, Super Bowl hangover, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Don't poke the sleeping fucking bear. You woke something up in Patrick.
The Bears
Mahomes.
are horrible, Mike. I don't know which team you're talking about. The Bears are horrible.
No. The phrase, you idiot.
I'm teasing. I'm obviously teasing you.
Okay?
Calm
you
down.
Don't wake up. You don't wake up a sleeping bear. You don't go over there and go poking at Patrick Mahomes because eventually, and I said this, eventually he's going to bust the fucking door open and it's going to happen where he's going to put up a big number. Granted, the yards weren't much, but he got the job done yesterday, and that defense, my God, that defense.
It was a combination of
right now.
It was a combination of ground attack and defense. Yeah, Mahomes still looked.
This is how bad the game was. I actually dozed off a little bit.
Right, that's surprise. You don't usually take afternoon naps.
Not. No, but like I know, like I'm actually watching the game, and all of a sudden I just like close. I was resting my eyes for just a minute, and all of a sudden I open up my eyes, and the fucking Cleveland Baltimore game was on, and Kansas City was still playing. I'm like, oh shit, they had mercy rule. They did. Yeah,
they was now to a more competitive game.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they did.
See, I viewed it more so as that game told me more about
the Raiders
than it did the Chiefs.
I agree.
Because it just goes to show you how much Derek Carr is overrated.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know if you could say that. That team collectively was not playing.
How many times was he sacked in that game? In that first
That's not on the quarterback.
I don't understand. How does that make him overrated that he was sacked? Was he supposed to rush through it? What was he supposed to do?
Dude, that's not on the quarterback. That's on the protection.
That's all offensive line.
Are you supposed to throw passes and score touchdowns to catch up?
You just said he was being sacked.
You lost by 39 points
against the Chiefs. You can't come back from that deficit. Look, I agree. I do agree with Juwaan because look, we picked the Raiders, but I thought the Chiefs were going to win. I thought the Chiefs were going to win.
Hey, I'll tell you how bad it was. I thought that this was going to be a close game. I actually took the plus 10.5 on the point spread for the Raiders.
Well,
And
I thought it was good. That's why I picked it as a
the game was
surprise.
gonna
Not that the Chiefs won, but the how much they won by.
Mhm.
So that's why I picked it as a surprise. It's not a surprise the
Yeah,
Chiefs won.
Yeah, Derek
Right.
Carr, 33 for 45, 263 yards, a touchdown and an interception.
Yeah, not a bad line.
Hold on, let me check the sacks.
What's wrong with that?
Hold on, I want to see the sacks and what happened here.
You keep saying you want to see the sacks. You know
That's
that's
not
a
on the quarterback.
problem, right? That's
Derek Carr was sacked 1, 2.
I don't know why you're
according to
going.
this, about 3.5 times.
Why are you doing that? You just go to the box score. It tells you
I don't
right now.
understand. Are you trying
And
to say?
and 3 forced fumbles.
I don't understand why you're bringing that up. That's an offensive.
But I told
line.
you it was on the defense. That's a nod to the KC defense, not to what do you call it?
Derek Carr, right?
To Derek Carr.
But if the guy's getting knocked on his ass 3 or 4 times in a game, I mean, how is he? All right, forget it. You know, you guys. I complain about Lamar. I get shit. I
Carr was
complain about
sacked 4
Carr.
times.
I get shit. Carr sucks. He's overrated. When are you guys going to listen to
Mike,
me?
if you believe that, that's fine. I'm just saying to say that a quarterback was sacked is what adds to him being.
Yeah, he's
bad.
not.
Doesn't
Look,
make any sense.
that's your opinion. But what me and Juwaan is saying, because we're both on the same boat here, if you want to say a player is overrated, that's fine. That's your opinion. Right. But the point of the matter is, how can you throw the times he got sacked or strip sacked?
That doesn't make any sense.
And put that on him.
Interception, maybe.
Interception, yes.
But forced fumbles and sacks, that's an offensive line problem. That means I was running for my life. Yeah. How's that on me? You want me to just throw it?
Would you say that about a Russell Wilson? Would you say that about Patrick Mahomes? Well, I don't know. Patrick Mahomes didn't look too good. He got sacked 8 times.
That's not his fault.
If anything, and that's what I was.
Well, one of the fumbles was that run back after Josh Jacobs. They literally punched the ball right out of his fucking hand.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying the defense for the Chiefs looked amazing yesterday. And this is what
that's what's been holding them up was the defense.
That's what I was about to say. That was the big question mark.
But then all of a sudden now you can see a little bit Patrick starting to wake up a little bit more and more. This is the game. This is the game you got to look at when they get into the playoffs and when they get back into the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Look at this performance, and this is going to be the one that everybody's going to say, this is the game where Patrick Mahomes woke up and got back into his stride.
The only reason why I don't believe that is the AFC defensively this year is really, really, really good. So when the playoffs come, he can't do that. 45-9, there won't be any teams he can hang that up on. So to me, we'll see. But him being back, that game isn't what's going to prove it to me. If he does it Thursday to a team that I believe is a really good AFC team, then I can give you that. I can give you that.
I'm with you on that. That is a big game. Let me ask you guys a quick question before we go over our picks. Let me put that there because I always fucking forget. Trevor Lawrence, overrated or just a bad team?
Bad team.
Both.
I mean, what the hell?
Both.
A 4 interception game yesterday. He just looks, I think, worse than Zach Wilson.
I think he basically gave up. I think he gave up on Urban Meyer.
Yeah. I mean, you're 2-11, but
I don't believe that because there's no way you could tell me if you're Trevor Lawrence. If your team is bad, you don't at least want to go out and get.
Well, yeah. You know what, Mike? I'm right. He's right. I take that back. I don't think he's given up per se, but some of those throws. I mean, he was just throwing it up like, hopes. Please, somebody on my team catch this.
I mean, the reason why I said both is because everyone kept saying how he was clearly the best quarterback.
I agree.
Coming out of that draft,
I was tired of hearing it, Juwaan. So somebody made a preseason elite quarterback list. Or a list of quarterback and where they fell on tier. First of all, they didn't have Tom Brady number 1, so that was my first red flag of this fucking list. They didn't have Tom Brady not as number 1 quarterback overall.
Who was number 1?
Not number 1 overall. Number 1 on the first tier.
He wasn't on the first tier?
Exactly. What? They had Trevor Lawrence above certain other quarterbacks. I can't remember who it was, and I'm like, wait a minute. He didn't even take an NFL snap yet. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But anyway, their first mistake was, and I got into an argument. Mike, I told you about this when we were doing our draft picks or when I was like, I was having this debate with this Instagram account and the people commenting.
Yeah, okay. I remember.
I was like, how the fuck do you not have Tom Brady on they had Wilson or Rodgers and I can't remember who else, but I was like, okay, I'm not disagreeing there. But how do you not have Tom? Oh, he was just on a really good team. What the fuck are you talking about?
He does know that's the same roster Jameis Winston had when he went
It's
50, right? Same exact roster. Okay.
all right.
But yeah, no. I wholeheartedly believe Trevor Lawrence's problems can easily be solved. Peyton Manning came into the league and didn't look as good as he did.
Yeah, you're right.
The next 10 years.
Even Aikman, even Troy Aikman didn't look good. Not everybody's going to look like gold on their first. Yeah, Troy Aikman had a horrible rookie season.
To me, what you have to look at when you watch Trevor Lawrence is you have to kind of look more so at his good games and kind of piece together something from that.
Yeah, but does he have any good games?
Yeah, no. I don't mean good games necessarily where they win. I just mean good games where he at least plays well.
No, that's my saying. Did he have it? I haven't really. I'm not, honestly. I'll be. I don't really follow the Jaguars in stat line.
4 of them. I think he's had at least 4 solid games.
Right. Then it goes to prove that maybe it is just I mean, they clearly have a bad team. They're 2-11, but. Okay. All right, let's go now. First game, obviously on the list, is probably one of the better games of the week. I haven't gone that far ahead, but I'm looking really quick. I mean, you got some division rival games.
There's 2 easy, huge games of this week.
All right, I'm looking.
One's on Saturday, one's on Thursday.
I'm looking.
Yeah, we got Saturday games this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about with the Patriots and Colts, but that's because you're a Patriots fan.
No, even if you're not a Patriots fan, that's a huge game for the Colts. If the Colts win that game,
that's a huge game for both of them.
Well, I know it's more of a. I think more of a huge game for the Colts, but
all right, New England, you got to hold on to
also, that. New England's got to keep holding #1 overall seed over there.
We're gonna get to it. All right, let's start with our Thursday night game. Chiefs coming into Los Angeles, play at SoFi. Coming off what is it, 7 or 6 straight?
6.
No, they're not. They're not 7.
So it's 6.
New England has the highest winning.
No, Juwaan, he's talking about Kansas City's win streak is 6.
No, it's 6. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's why I'm asking. So it is 6. All right, so coming off a 6, coming on a 6-game win streak. Well, they're not coming on it. You know what I mean? Chiefs at Chargers. Chargers played some inspiring football against our New York Football Giants.
The defending champion Giants. Right?
Yeah, I mean, the Giants, I can't believe lost that game. I thought it should have been closer than whatever. I think Herbert's overrated, to be honest with you.
And by the way, can I just say, Joe, the best play of that game was the option where you kept handing it off to people and then threw it absolutely nowhere.
Yes.
That was the play of the game. I was just like, bro, how is this team not in the Super Bowl right now? Like
that play calling, let me tell you something. Why they got rid of Garrett, I don't understand, because the play calling is probably the key. Well,
no. Because when I said that, I got attacked. He had to go. And I'm like, all right, I don't.
I'm not backing down on that. I still do. I still believe he should have got canned. But at the same time, I
could have given him to the end of the year.
Joe Judge, obviously, clearly, or whoever it is.
No one knows how to call
Kitchens, whoever's calling it, whatever. Right. All right, Chiefs at Chargers.
I'm going to stay consistent to what I told you at the beginning of the year. Remember what I told you? I told you Chargers would steal that one in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs would get payback when it mattered later on in the year. So I'm going to stay with that.
I was just about to say, if you would have went with the Chargers, I was going to say, wait a second. You said KC in the SoFi. I remember this so well.
I'm going
Chiefs.
And look,
I'm going Chiefs.
I want to go Chargers, but I'm going to stay to my word. I'm going to go Chiefs.
I'm going Chiefs now, and I remember when you had said that. I'm going to go Chiefs only just because of how well they're playing. I think they woke up. They're clearly back on track, sort of. I still think Mahomes has got some things to work on because he's not exactly shown us Patrick Mahomes like football, but their defense did, and I think that's what was the main cause of concern for this franchise, for this team, because their defense looked like nothing. Everybody was just putting on points, and they were getting into holes where even guys like Mahomes couldn't get them out of. So that being said, I think the Chargers had a great game yesterday, but it was against the Giants, and they also allowed 21 points against that anemic offense. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Mike, what do you got?
My homeboy's back. Kansas City, forget the 3, make it 10.
All right. First game of Saturday, Raiders at Browns. I'm going to go, fuck me. At this point, they both play like shit. I'll go just because of how bad the Raiders looked yesterday. I'm going to go with Browns just because they're home. I don't. Yeah, I'll go Browns. I'm gonna regret it, but I'm gonna go Browns because I've been picking Raiders almost every week, and they disappoint. So I'm gonna go Browns. Mike, who you got?
Browns take the 6 and go under.
All right, that's what she said. Juwaan, what do you got?
I'm going Raiders.
Okay. All right, simple enough. Your Pats at Colts, going up to Indy. I'm gonna go at Colts defense. Sometimes surprises, you know.
Say it.
What? You know what?
Say it.
I think the Patriots are gonna win, but I'm gonna go Colts. I think the Colts upset.
I'm glad.
Just how, you know why? It's just because that's how the NFL has been this year. I even told my brother. I'm saying I told my brother yesterday. We all knew Packers were going to win, right? In Sunday Night Football, but it was a damn close game in that first half, where you said to yourself, "All right, this is where you pick an easy." You think, "Oh, definitely, the Cardinals, yeah, they're undefeated. They're definitely going to win there, and they end up losing." So, I think Colts upset. Give me the Colts to upset. I still think the Patriots are going to win, but I'm going to pick Colts to.
Don't hedge your bet. Don't you hedge your bet.
No, I'm not hedging it. I'm going Colts. I'm going to put you down for Pats.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. You felt this strongly last week and were wrong against the Patriots.
Yeah.
I'm going New England huge. Bill always takes away the one thing you're good at. In the last
Matt Jones going to throw for 400?
No, he might not have to. I just know the last time Bill Belichick went up against Carson Wentz had a horrific game. So I feel comfortable, and if Bill takes away Taylor, can Carson Wentz go out there and throw for 200 yards and a few touchdowns to beat New England? I say no. I don't.
Not when Bill Belichick knows how to. Bill Belichick is best at picking apart the opposing offense. He really is. And I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate on the Patriots. I never did. But yeah, I agree, and that's why I can see why they would win. But Mike, who you got?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You continue because it's still your pick.
No, I was just gonna say, and the matchup to look for is not from the running game. The matchup to look for is Michael Pittman Jr. versus J.C. Jackson.
Okay,
that's the game to look out for.
All right. Well, everybody at home, watch out for that. Mike, what do you got?
I'm gonna go Patriots and take the over.
Okay. Very good. I didn't know, guys. We were talking about games of the week. I had no idea. It's Cowboys at Giants. Fuck. Division rival game. Everything's on the line. The season is on the line for the Giants. I'm thinking
they're still in the hunt.
More like they're still in the cunt. I'm gonna go. Fuck, man.
Joey, I'm going. Joey, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say too. Don't even go with them.
I'm going Cowboys.
I'm going Cowboys.
I'm going Cowboys.
It hurts to say it, but
come on, it's Mike Glennon again.
Team on the field. We know Mike Glennon's going to start because he had the fucking 2 touchdowns and he ran in for 1. Worst case scenario happened yesterday. We're not going to see Jacob Fromm and see what we got.
I will say they did squander a lead.
Away, and
they did squander what, a 20-point lead or something like that to Washington. So I don't know, but I think they use.
I told you guys last week when I picked Washington that Washington was going to win that game because of their defense.
I took Washington last week. I agree.
You both did. I'm the only one that went with the Cowboys.
It came down to a backup making the stupidest play
Kyle Allen.
Somebody who wants playing time could make. You just don't. You just take the sack at that point. You just take the sack. So
yeah.
I'm going Giants.
Remember when he had that? What was it like? Was it just a half? How good he was good on the Patriots for like a half, and then just faltered, right? Remember when Allen was because he was the backup. I think Cam Newton went down with injury. He had like a promising first few weeks, and then just faltered.
No, you talking about on the Patriots?
No, I thought I said the Panthers. I meant the Panthers.
Oh, you meant the Panthers. I'm like Patriots. No.
I'm sorry if I said Patriots. Panthers? They both start with P. I meant Panthers.
Panthers, yeah.
All right, so you're going boys, right?
No, I'm going Giants.
Oof, that's a bold pick.
Mm-hmm.
Texans at Jaguars, bottom of the barrels. What do we got?
I don't want it.
I'm gonna go Texans. You got to pick one.
I don't want it.
Mike, Texans.
I want no part of this.
I don't know.
Jaguars. Do you care?
Give me the Texans. I mean, I don't understand how Houston is 3-point underdog in this game, but
Because they're away. Jaguars for you, Juwaan?
You know what? Yeah, let me just keep riding that
All right,
wave.
you're gonna
they
go
win at
Jags.
some point.
Ride the Jags. Titans versus Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Oh, please, Steelers. Yes, Steelers.
This is it's a big game. I was gonna go with the Steelers too. The Steelers almost mounted a comeback. Dude, what? Look, this was a game I wanted to pick for game of the week too. It was one of those where you could have picked game of the week was the Steelers and Vikings.
Mhm.
Vikings had a huge lead. Steelers mounted a comeback. I know a lot of blame was placed on Chase Claypool for what do you call it? For celebrating the first down and not being heads up, whatever. But let's just call it as it is. Perfect pass in the end zone, and it was just knocked out. Perfect pass in the end zone. It was a game-winning touchdown. Or no, it would have been a game-tying touchdown.
Well, the point people are making is had Chase Claypool not done that, you would have had another shot in the end zone.
No, you're right. No, and you're 100% right. But let's also not take away from what I'm saying is don't take away from the Vikings defense for making a perfectly play.
Harrison Smith, 100%.
Yeah, and also too that wouldn't have.
Safety.
They still would have needed the 2-point if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it wouldn't have guaranteed a tie, but still.
You see that? See that?
Doesn't matter. That's different.
See that? No.
When you're going for two, that's different.
You just said there's no guarantee. See that?
I'm going to go Steelers. I think the Steelers upset. Ben has actually looked.
Is it an upset though?
Well, Titans are one of the best teams in the AFC.
Okay.
But Ben has actually looked pretty good. He definitely looked good in that almost comeback win against the Viking or comeback tie.
I think the Titans are the number 2 seed right now.
Yeah, I said that.
Is that not by default?
Mike, who you got?
You know what? I'm going to take Pittsburgh too.
All right.
They're home. I mean, there.
Juwaan?
No, I said Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I need them.
You also you need Pittsburgh to win.
Yeah. I need
some Jets at Dolphins. Dolphins are still in the hunt, so I'm going to go with the Dolphins. The Dolphins have more to lose, and they're playing at home. So I'm going to go Dolphins. Who you guys got? You guys picked the Jets last week. Don't let it haunt you again.
You know what? I'm going to go to Jets again, mainly because I don't like the thought of 2 AFC East teams making the playoffs.
All right. Mike, who you got? Dolphins or Jets?
You know what?
Were you looking at the weather forecast?
I'm going to go with the Jets.
Oh, God forbid.
I like it.
All right, Washington at Eagles.
I just say Tua. I'm sorry. I'm not a Tua fan.
Both teams 6-7, so both teams are also in the hunt at 6-7. This is a big game for both teams. I'm going to go watch. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. How bad is Heineke hurt?
We don't know.
Shit.
I mean, we don't know anything. Josh
Wait, is Jalen still hurt?
In a walking boot.
Yeah, I know. Josh Allen's in a walking boot, but I think he'll still play. But is Jalen still hurt for the Eagles?
Was he hurt?
Yeah, remember
Minshew. Yeah, Minshew played last week.
So who do we got? We got Kyle Allen versus Minshew? I don't know. You know what? I'm not touching. I don't know how to pick this game now.
I'm going to pick Minshew. If Minshew's
I'm going to go, look, I'm going to go Washington, but I'm going to use the caveat if Heineke is a quarterback. Okay?
I want that caveat too then.
You know what? Heineke or no Heineke, I'll take Philly.
Okay.
Yeah, if Heineken is playing, I want Heineken.
I want Heineken too. Cardinals at Lions. This one's a big one. Oh, shit.
Give me Lions plus 10.
All right.
No, I'm just joking. Give me the Cardinals.
But see, this is the game. This is the NFL this year. This is the game that the Lions win.
No way.
No, not this game.
Because I tell you what, no way Kyler Murray wins MVP over Rodgers and Brady if he loses this game.
100%. I agree. I agree with you there. You can.
Rodgers is never going to win another MVP ever again.
I said that too, but I think it'll be
never going to win another one.
Not maybe never again.
Wait, what did you say?
He said Rodgers.
What?
Yeah, Juwaan. No.
He's 100%. Shit he pulled off with the COVID.
He's 100% right. Listen, and he even said it personally. Rodgers went on live to say he wouldn't be surprised if he either gets snubbed this year or for the future because the people that vote on it might hold into account what he pulled during the season.
I tell you what, Kyler Murray loses this game against the Lions. It is not a tough choice to make. Not even close.
I still think it's Brady's to lose. Right as of now, it's Brady's to lose.
No, right now it's Kyler's to lose. I hate to
Rodgers, though.
I hate to say it. It is Kyler's MVP to lose this year.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's Kyler's to lose.
It's Kyler's
Brady
MVP.
has not played better than Aaron Rodgers. He has not. He just hasn't.
All right.
Even though Aaron did beat him, but still, the season he's having right now, the only way that Kyler Murray's going to lose MVP this year is if he loses the next 3 or 4 games, 3 out of 4. That will ruin his MVP season.
No,
and that's not going to happen.
The timeout, you can't even approach it like that. He's missed so many games.
Yeah, I was about to say that. He did miss a lot of games too.
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
He only missed
what?
He only missed 3 games.
Rodgers has only missed 1. And that wasn't even because injury or anything. That was because of the whole COVID fiasco.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a lot closer than you're making it seem. I think it's neck to neck with Kyler and Rodgers. And Kyler only needs to have a fumble like losing to the Lions for Rodgers to maybe gain momentum on it. Again, we don't know that these people care about that when it comes to voting. We don't know.
Who you Bills at Panthers?
Oh, Panthers. Come on, Cam Newton.
Oh, Joey, Cardinals for my pick. You didn't put me down.
No, I already knew. You said Cardinals.
Okay.
Yeah, you said that right after. Hold on, I want to see something really quick.
Cam Newton, if New England meant anything to you, you will win this game for me.
How is MVP approached? How is the voting approach for MVP? They go by. Do they go by actual
it's the sports writers?
No. I'm saying, but they go by stats or they go by actual what you mean to the organization.
Everything. 100% everything. Because they can't mean how important you are to the team. Carson Wentz was leading in MVP the year Brady took it from him. Yeah. And look what that team did without Carson Wentz. They won a Super Bowl without the kid. You can make a case they don't win that Super Bowl without if they had Carson Wentz at quarterback.
No, so what I'm trying to understand.
It's everything. It's literally everything.
Stats,
game winners, drives, numbers in specific
what you need, ownership, whatever else. Right. I mean, mainly the sports writers are the ones that pick them anyway.
No, it's the whole media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the whole media. The whole media gets a shot at
Oh, then
I know I heard guys.
Aaron's not winning anything this year. Then if it's the media. The whole media will freaking make sure this guy hangs.
The only reason why I say that is if you want to, if we're going to just go by stats alone, because I agree, Kyler Murray is easily he also has a lot of weapons and their defense is really good too, but Kyler Murray is the MVP of the Cardinals.
Right, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a lot of weapons?
No, well, I mean, he has Devontae Adams. That's it.
You got Devontae, you got a two-headed monster at running back.
Well, they do have Dylan. Dylan actually, but was Dylan like that in the beginning? No.
Some really good pieces. Actually, the 3 names we're talking about have great pieces.
No, they all do. I know, but it's not only what pieces you have, it's what you do with them, right? If you're going to go just by stats alone, Murray's not even in top 10 contention right now. I'm just talking about stats. But that's also because he missed a lot of time. That's what I'm saying. And that's not fair.
To me, you can't give him an MVP to a guy who missed 3 games out of an already 17-game season. You just can't. You can't. You just can't do that. You can't. Sorry. And didn't they win the games that he was out?
They won 2 and lost 1.
Yeah, because
Colt, and that's only because Colt got injured in the game and they went to the 3rd string.
Yeah, so then I could make the case that this team is just as good without him as they are with him. And again, you could attribute that to maybe the teams that they played when they won. I'm fine with that, but to me, Aaron Rodgers missed 1 game, Brady has missed none, and you're going to give it to a guy who missed 3. And the team went 2-1 in the stretch that he was out. That doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
He'd have to go on a monster run to end the season. Like if that man puts up a 400-yard passing game, that man has it. But he has to do something crazy like that for me to deem that man as an MVP this year. Sorry, you just missed too much time.
Because you even got Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's like right behind Brady as well as far as stats goes. Just got 1 more interception, but he's almost there in touchdowns. But Rodgers has 1 less game, and Rodgers has only 4 interceptions, 27 touchdowns.
you can make an argument they don't lose that Chiefs game if Rodgers is playing.
Yeah. All right. So I'm sorry. I went Bills on my pick. Would you guys go pick with Bills and Panthers?
Panthers. Come on,
Okay.
Cam Newton. Do it for me. Don't get benched again. Do it for me.
Mike, who
I'm
you
gonna
got?
go Buffalo.
Okay. Sorry, because now I got to go back to week 15.
I need
Buffalo
that 7 and
Bills.
6. Come on, Carolina.
All right. What we got next is Bengals at Broncos. I'm gonna go Broncos are home. Playing a Mile High. I'm gonna go Broncos. What do you guys got? It's tough. They're both 7 and 6. They both played. What are the Bengals? I know
Going
they,
Bengals. Bengals big. Going Bengals big.
I'm gonna put that Bengals big. Mike, who you got? Broncos or Bengals? Taking Joe Burrow?
No, not this week. Out of the division, and they're on the road, and they're going to be in Mile High. No, I'll go with Denver.
All right. Falcons at 49ers. 49ers comeback win in overtime. Game that they squandered, but they did win in overtime. So they improved to 7 and 6. So they're still in the they're still in the playoff race. I believe they're wild card.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, at 7 and 6.
Yeah.
All right. Falcons 6 and 7. I'm gonna go 49ers at home.
Are they playing Falcons?
Yeah, Matty Ice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. That was a great comeback win, by the way. A game we didn't really talk about.
Falcons and Panthers?
No, God no. That 49ers comeback win.
Yeah, no, the 49ers
Well, actually, no, that was my game of the week. I gave you.
Oh, that was your game of the week. You're
that
right.
was my game of the week.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, that was a beautiful game.
Because I had said when he was talking about it, I said, yeah, but also don't forget Gould missed the game-winning field goal before
That's right.
overtime.
That's right.
But yeah, I agree. That was a very good game. 49ers definitely needed to win that game.
And by the way, really quickly, is George Kittle the best tight end in football?
I believe so.
I think so. I mean, normally I would say Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I would normally go Kelce too.
Right now,
but
I think Kittle is better than Kelce this year.
You know why though? Too, it reminds me of Skittles, and I love Skittles, so I go with Skittles and I go with Kittle. Mike, you didn't pick 49ers or Falcons?
I'm gonna go with the 49ers. Debo and Kittle are gonna get 2 touchdowns each.
Don't forget Montana. Seahawks at Rams.
The real GOAT.
Now the Rams play tonight. They got a big game against the Cardinals. Right? It's Cardinals, right? Am I saying that right? Okay.
Yes, Joseph.
So we don't know. They're 8 and 4 right now. So they could either be 9 and 4 by next week or 8 and 5. But the Rams have to keep, they have to keep it up. And I think the Seahawks are pretty much, even though they're still in the hunt at 5 and 8, I think as much as I love Russell Wilson and what, and the players like Lockett and Metcalf, I just don't know if it's enough against the Rams in LA. I'm going to go Rams. I think, the defense, is it okay for the Rams? Anybody hurt? Von Miller, the other guy.
They're all good. They're all good.
Not that I know of.
Can I think of his name?
You talking Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald. Yes,
so.
That's another reason why I'm going Rams. I think they put a lot of pressure on Russell Wilson tonight.
I think Russell is starting to come around again. The last couple of games, especially yesterday's game up against the Texans.
Yeah, but it's
you know what? I'm gonna go Seattle. I'm gonna go Seattle with the +6.5.
I'm gonna put you down with the Hawks! Exclamation!
Yeah,
exclamation!
I'm going Seattle because they don't have the most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
Neither do the Rams. All right, Packers at Ravens. I think Packers. First of all, how bad is that injury to Lamar?
What, his whittle ankle?
No, seriously, is it a high? What is the prognosis on it? Is it an ankle sprain?
I don't know. They're being kind of hush about it right now. They're saying he's getting it checked out. I mean,
he'll probably get the MRI today just to have it looked at, and then
wait. They're playing the Packers.
Yeah,
it won't matter. They have no
I'm
cornerbacks.
going Packers either way. Mike, who you got?
Come on. I live in his neighborhood. We do, Mr. Rogers, of course.
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Saints at Buccaneers. Oof. Breeze versus Brady. Who you got?
Well, if we're talking 2011, I'm gonna go Drew Brees and the Saints. No. Yeah, if you're Brady, you can't do the game you just did against the Bills and lose to the Saints. You already lost to the Saints this year.
And you're playing at home this time, so you're not playing in, you're not playing in the dome. So, Mike, who you got? Bucs?
Yeah, I'll take him. I'll take Tampa Bay.
All right, and last game of the week, Vikings at Bears on Monday night.
That's a Monday night game?
Yeah, I know.
Why do they keep giving Kirk Cousins games that we can watch on television?
I know. I mean, he did win his last primetime game, but barely, because he almost gave it away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. That was, you know what though? That was a good Thursday night game though. I'm not gonna lie.
We've seen worse. That's all I'll give you.
Thursday night games historically are usually horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, and I'm sorry if even when the Giants get a Thursday night game, it's usually fucking horrible. But
yeah,
it was an actual good game. It was a game I watched, and I was like, oh, all right, this is whatever. But I'm gonna go Vikings. I am. The Bears I know they put up 30, and they did it against the Packers, but if the Vikings are going to lose, it's going to be they do it to themselves. They have a huge lead and then just give it up or whatever. But I think in a division rival game like this, even though they are playing in Chicago, I'm going to go Vikings. What do you guys got?
I'm going Bears. The Bears.
If that, I'll give you guys. I'll make you guys a deal. If the Bears win, I'll wear my Bears hoodie next week. That's
not good enough. You have to go physically fight a bear if the Bears win.
I'm not traveling to Arizona to fight Mike. What do you got, Mike? The Bears? Dicka. Mike Dicka.
That's the thing, like they put 30 up against Green Bay.
Yeah.
But Cousins can probably put 45 on the board too in the same situation.
And don't forget,
Cousins could also lose to the Lions. So
don't forget Dalvin Cook.
Give me Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
I'll be honest, guys. I had every intention. If the Bears would have upset the Packers last night, I would have worn my Bears hoodie. I already had it planned out.
You have to fight a bear. The hoodie isn't good enough.
Yeah, the hoodie's not good enough, Joey.
You got to go fist fight a bear.
All right, guys. You know what? I actually had fun this week. I don't know how you guys felt. I had fun. I do want to thank my usual panelists, Mike from Mic'd Up Sports, and of course, Juwaan from over at Geek Vibes Nation. And of course, as always, the link to the YouTube channels are in the description. So please go follow them and give them some love. Mike, anything you want to plug on your channel before we go?
Episode 36 are coming down the aisle this past Saturday. The return of James Mooney to the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a couple of special guests. We did a roundtable with the Jeff Hardy release. And also teamed up with a fellow podcaster that I met in the wrestling group. We had the honor and privilege Thursday night of interviewing NWA Hall of Famer Nikita Koloff.
Yeah, I know. And I watched that too. I did watch that.
And and what a gentleman he was.
Yeah, no, it was a really good interview. It was. So guys, go check that out on Mike's channel now. Juwaan, what do you got coming up besides MCR on Wednesday? And then of course tomorrow you got you doing it tomorrow still?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I got
Figure it out.
About Nothing with Joel tonight. Figure it out tomorrow. Marvel Cinematic Review Wednesday.
Jesus.
Thursday.
It's a busy week, Mike. You don't even get it.
Everything Spider-Man, so that's nothing. And then whatever me and you are doing this weekend.
Sometime this weekend, yeah. I'm gonna try to cram in whatever I can. Most likely Hawkeye. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do anything on Sunday as far as the Spider-Man spoiler review, but that would be the only day I'd be able to do it would be Sunday night.
Aren't we doing top 5 Christmas movies this coming Sunday, Joey?
That's what I meant. Holy shit, I forgot about that. So, correction. We could still do a spoiler review, but just before the Christmas thing.
Look, Patriots play Saturday, so I'm good Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. Saturday, I got a Christmas party. Friday, I'm going out with friends for the holidays. So, yeah, this whole week is, you know what I mean? I got a busy schedule.
Hey, it's the season.
Tis the season to drink. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining.
To drink and be merry.
Thank you for Mike and Robert in the comments, as always. And thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Until next week, everybody enjoy the rest of your week, upcoming weekend, and we'll see you all very soon. Peace out.